Guys, we're talking about a horrible movie. This is called Norm of the North. I know everybody online has beaten this to death, basically, talking about why this movie's a horrible movie. But yep, we have this movie. So, this types of movie is probably what your kids are watching. Especially if you're a bad parent and you don't look after your kids at all. Which, again, it's your fault for being a bad parent. You know, it should be your job what entertainment they choose to consume. Okay, of course, if they really want to watch these movies, they can. But really, they should watch the good stuff so they can understand what the bad things are. Instead of this, and it's mostly, old people that do this. They see an animated bear and then they just give it to the kids. But now let's talk about why Norm of the North is so bad. So I saw Norm of the North yesterday. And it's as bad as everybody expected it to be. Said it was. Norm of the North is a painfully annoyed pile of trash contrived as an animated movie. It also got 3 sequels. And also there's a Twitter account which is no longer in use because Lionsgate finally said, you know what, maybe we should have some quality control on our films because Lionsgate doesn't really have quality control on the movies. When you got movies by Lionsgate, you literally have like Hunger Games, John Wick. Then you have the bad movies overall being made by them. It's like they just take the bad movies and just say, hey, here's your movies. And yeah, buy our movies. Now, not good. Okay. Like, they were responsible for the Robin Hood movie, and all of the Medea movies as well. And Lionsgate as a company has so much potential to make good movies, but they make a lot of bad movies. But they're also responsible for the Food Fight movie. Yep, Lionsgate is responsible for the Food Fight as well. Well, but now let's get back to Norm of the North. Norm of the North is easily one of the, as I said, one of the worst animated movies. So basically, the plot of this movie is basically supposed to be a global award around this movie. First of all, they look at the Arctic in this movie. Okay. If you've seen the movie, look at the Arctic in this movie. It looks like Antarctica, okay? More than the actual Arctic itself. Again, some of the Arctic actually looks like this, so I can't really dock points for this, because, like, for example, Greenland and some of the Canadian islands actually look like this. And also in the Arctic, there are people who live in the Arctic. Not many, but there are people who do live in the Arctic. Okay. And basically, the whole plot of this movie is this rich guy wants to use his money, but again, people don't approve of him, and the whole point is he's gonna get a polar bear out here to convince people that to buy homes, rich people, the 1%, to buy these homes in the Arctic. And basically, the polar bear guy finds out that this guy is building homes in the Arctic, and he basically wants the not build homes in the Arctic. And basically, he basically fails until the very end, until he's able to feed his grandpa from these guys, and to, through the power of luck and, of course, the help of the Remedies, they're able to basically, stop the guy from taking over his home as well. The villain is pretty bad. He is not a good character. He is basically the guy from Lorax, but way worse. Also, the Remedies are basically just the minions, but way worse. Norm is just a very annoyed and unlikable protagonist. Most of the other characters are unlikable as well. Most of the other Arctic characters are unlikable. The human character, the only character that's the redhead girl and the kid are pretty annoyed as well. And that's the whole thing where Norm just goes to New York, and nobody believes him to the very end. It's not one of those types of stories. Nobody believes him to the very end except for the bird, the female polar bear, where I guess in the sequel is supposed to be some sort of love interest. And of course, we have the Remedies as well, which basically are the ones all responsible for the plot of the movie. Yeah. Norm doesn't really get anything accomplished. The Lemmings basically accomplish most of the feats in the movie. That's just the funniest thing. So Norm is basically the most useless protagonist in the movie. And yeah, Norm of the North is just a bad movie. So yeah. Unless you really want to watch to see how bad this movie is, like I did, really do not watch Norm of the North. It is just a bad movie. A really bad movie. It is one of the worst animated movies ever made. So, have you seen Norm of the North or its 3 sequels? And yep, that's basically this video. Goodbye.